You might think love is shown with roses, candlelit dinners, or those 3 little words I love you, but here's the truth most people miss. The deepest kind of love, it hides in plain sight. A man who loves you madly will say things that sound simple, but they carry the weight of his entire heart, and most women miss them, because they're not the lines from a movie. They're raw, they're real, they're unguarded. So today, I'm giving you 7 phrases a man says only to the woman he loves madly, and no one recognizes them. You might expect love to come with grand gestures, flowers at your doorstep, poetic messages, or long-winded confessions straight out of a movie scene. But when a man truly loves a woman madly, deeply, without hesitation, his love often reveals itself in quieter, more grounded ways. And this is exactly where most people get it wrong. Real love doesn't always arrive with a big announcement. It often whispers when everyone else is shouting. A man in love isn't trying to impress the world. He's trying to connect with ***. His love shows up in the small, consistent, almost invisible moments in phrases that seem ordinary on the surface, but are laced with genuine care, emotional intimacy, and deep presence. It's easy to get caught up in romantic fantasies, waiting for someone to sweep you off your feet with dramatic words. But the truth is, a man who loves you madly is often the one asking simple questions like, "Did you eat?" or "Are you okay?" These aren't just polite habits, they're emotional check-ins, signals that your well-being is always at the front of his mind. Most women overlook these phrases because they've been taught to look for louder forms of affection. But the loudest love isn't always the truest. Sometimes the most sincere feelings live in the phrases no one pays attention to, the ones that show he sees you, hears you, and wants to protect the connection you share. When a man loves you deeply, his words may not be wrapped in poetry, but they will always be rooted in presence. And presence is where real love lives. Recognizing these quiet phrases could be the key to realizing you already have something extraordinary. When a man loves you madly, he becomes deeply invested in your safety, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. One of the most overlooked signs of this kind of love is when he checks in during the smallest moments. He says things like, "Text me when you get home," or "Let me know you're okay." To some, this might sound casual or even routine, but it reveals something powerful beneath the surface. His need to know you're safe because your peace directly affects his own. This isn't about control or keeping tabs on you. It's about connection. When you matter to someone at that level, your absence doesn't go unnoticed. Your silence feels heavy. He doesn't rest easy until he knows you're secure. That's love showing up not in grand speeches, but in subtle concern that most people might brush off or overlook. In fact, many women miss the depth of this behavior. We've been conditioned to look for love in the spectacular moments, declarations, surprises, big emotions. But this kind of love, it lives in the quiet worry of a man who wants nothing more than to see you walk through your door safe and sound. It's easy to underestimate these small gestures, but they are often the most reliable signs of real emotional investment. When a man starts thinking beyond himself about your safety, your well-being, your comfort, it shows he's emotionally attached in a meaningful way. It's his way of saying, "You're not just a part of my day, you're a part of my heart." So when you hear him ask that simple question, understand it for what it truly is, an unspoken, heartfelt expression of love and care, spoken without theatrics but filled with truth. When a man truly loves a woman, he wants her to feel completely at ease in his presence. He isn't expecting her to be perfect, polished, or always put together. In fact, one of the clearest signs of deep emotional love is when he says something like, "You don't have to impress me." It's a simple statement, but it carries a powerful message. He wants the real you, not a version of you that's filtered for approval. In a world that constantly pressures women to perform, to appear a certain way, to constantly bring their best, this phrase is a breath of fresh air. It's him saying you can relax here. It means he's not just attracted to the way you look or what you achieve. He's drawn to your essence, your thoughts, your quirks, your authenticity. This kind of acceptance is rare, and it's often a reflection of a man who is emotionally secure and in it for the long haul. What makes this so powerful is that it creates emotional safety. When you no longer feel like you need to perform, you begin to open up, to trust, to love more freely. That's exactly what a man who loves deeply wants, for you to feel like home when you're with him. He doesn't want perfection. He wants presence. He wants the version of you that feels safe enough to be vulnerable, goofy, emotional, or uncertain. Too many people confuse love with admiration, but real love isn't earned through effort or image. It's invited through truth. When a man says you don't need to impress him, it's because, in his eyes, you already have, just by being exactly who you are. And that's where the foundation of real, lasting connection begins. When a man truly cares for you on a deep emotional level, he doesn't just hear your words. He absorbs them. It's not about nodding along or pretending to listen in the moment. It's about remembering what you said, reflecting on it, and letting it affect him in a meaningful way. When he comes back later and says, "I was thinking about what you said," it might sound simple, but it reveals a rare kind of attention and presence. It shows that your thoughts matter to him, even after the conversation has ended. This phrase often goes unnoticed because it's not flashy or overly romantic, but in reality, it signals something powerful: emotional investment. It means he respects your voice, your perspective, and your emotional world enough to carry it with him beyond the moment. That's not just love, that's partnership. Most people today are distracted, quick to move on, and even quicker to forget. But when someone circles back to something you said, even something small, they're telling you they value you in a deeper way. He's not just involved in the moment, he's involved in you. This kind of man pays attention to your heart, not just your words. Maybe it was something you mentioned offhand about your dreams, your past, or something that hurt you. The fact that he brings it up again means he's listening, not to reply, but to understand. That level of presence builds trust, safety, and closeness. In a world full of empty conversations and half-hearted interest, a man who says he's been thinking about your words is offering something incredibly rare: real emotional presence. And that's one of the clearest signs he's not just interested in you, he's committed to you. When a man is madly in love, he doesn't just keep you in a private corner of his life, he begins to weave you into his world. One of the strongest signs of this is when he casually says, "I told my mom about you." At first, it might seem like a passing comment, but it holds far more meaning than most people realize. That simple statement is packed with intention. It means you matter. It means he sees you as part of his life beyond just the present moment. Men typically don't involve their family in short-term situations or people they aren't serious about. They protect that space because it's personal, sacred, and often tied to their long-term values. So when he brings your name into conversations with the people who raised him or know him best, what he's really saying is, "You're not temporary. You're someone I see sticking around. This isn't just about introductions or family approval. It's about identity." He's making you a visible part of his life, and not just in his day-to-day routines, but in the stories he tells about his future. It shows he's not hiding you, he's proud of you. He wants the people closest to him to know who you are, because in his eyes, you've already become a significant part of him. You don't have to ask to be included. You don't have to push your way into his world. When a man genuinely loves you, inclusion happens naturally. He starts building bridges between you and everything else that matters to him. So when he mentions you to his mom, his siblings, or his best friend, listen closely, because that quiet move is his way of saying, "This is real. You're part of my life now." One of the most meaningful things a man can say when he's in love is, "What do you need from me right now?" It might not sound dramatic or poetic, but that question reflects an emotional maturity that many people never experience in a relationship. It shows he's not there just to offer solutions or make himself feel useful. He's there to support you on your terms. This phrase reflects a deep level of presence. He's not assuming what you need. He's not jumping in with advice or trying to fix things to feel in control. He's pausing, he's checking in, and he's making space for your emotions without judgment or impatience. That's rare because it requires humility, empathy, and a willingness to be led by your needs, not his ego. When a man asks this, it's not about being passive, it's about being emotionally available. He wants to understand how to hold space for you, whether that means giving you a moment to breathe, offering words of encouragement, or simply sitting in silence beside you. It's one of the clearest signs that he values your emotional world, not just your appearance or your presence in his life. Too often, love is measured in gifts or promises, but real love shows up in questions like this: questions that ask, "How can I serve your heart right now?" Because love isn't about control, it's about care. And it's not about doing what he thinks is best for you. It's about listening and responding to what you actually need. So if he ever looks you in the eye in your messiest moment and calmly asks, "What do you need from me right now?" know this: he's not just showing love. He's showing commitment to your emotional safety. And that's something incredibly rare. Description 100 words. In this powerful motivational speech inspired by Matthew Hussey, discover the 7 hidden phrases a man only says to the woman he truly loves madly, but that most people completely overlook. These aren't romantic movie lines or loud declarations. They're quiet, sincere, emotionally rich expressions of deep connection, safety, and long-term commitment. If you've ever wondered how to tell if his love is real, this video will open your eyes to the subtle signs most women miss. Get ready to understand love on a whole new level. Sometimes the most powerful words are the ones no one recognizes until now.